Before we begin, remember, this story is entirely fictional. Any resemblance to real people or events is purely coincidental. Viewer discretion is advised. Imagine walking home after a long shift. You're tired, scrolling through your phone, already thinking about tomorrow. You text your sister that you'll be home soon. And then nothing. No footsteps on the porch. No key in the door. No goodnight hug. You vanish. That's exactly what happened to Aaliyah Johnson, a 24-year-old woman whose disappearance shook her community, broke her family, and left behind one of the most chilling, unsolved mysteries in recent memory. Tonight, I'm going to tell you her story, piece by piece, moment by moment, from the life she lived, to the night she vanished, to the endless questions that still haunt everyone who knew her. Because sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that never find end. Aaliyah Johnson was born in 1996 in a small suburban town just outside Atlanta, Georgia. She wasn't famous, she wasn't wealthy, and she wasn't the kind of person you'd expect to end up in headlines. But that's what makes her story so haunting, because she was ordinary. She could have been any of us. Aaliyah grew up in a close, working-class family. Her mother, Diane, was a nurse who often pulled double shifts. Her father, Marcus, drove trucks for a living and spent long stretches on the road. Aaliyah was the middle child, an older brother, Jamal, and a younger sister, Kayla. From the start, she was a dreamer. She loved music, especially singing. Her friends remembered how she sang constantly, on walks to school, in the car, while working her shifts at the diner. She dreamed of becoming a vocal coach, maybe even a performer. But dreams often had to wait. Life was busy and heavy. At 24, Aaliyah was juggling community college classes, late-night shifts at the diner, and helping care for her younger sister when her mother worked nights. Friends described her as reliable and mature, the one who always held everything together. But they also said she felt stuck, like life was moving around her, and she was caught in the same loop of school, work, and bills. And then there was her boyfriend, Chris Miller. Their relationship had been going on for about a year, but it wasn't smooth. They fought often, broke up, made up, and repeated the cycle. Chris could be charming, but also controlling. People close to Aaliyah worried about her, but she kept most of her struggles private. She was the type who carried her pain quietly. Still, even with her struggles, no one who knew her could have imagined how abruptly her story would stop. It was Friday, September 18th, 2020. The day began quietly. Aaliyah had the morning off from classes and spent it lounging at home. Around noon, she FaceTimed her sister Kayla, laughing about what to wear for her diner shift later that evening. At 4 p.m., she clocked in at work. By all accounts, it was a normal shift. She even posted a light-hearted Instagram story during her break. A quick shot of her coffee cup with a caption, "Need this to survive tonight, LOL." She clocked out at 9 p.m. A co-worker offered her a ride home, but Aaliyah said no. She told them Chris, her boyfriend, was picking her up. At 9:12 p.m., a security camera in the parking lot captured a dark blue Honda Accord pulling up. Aaliyah got in. That was the last confirmed sighting of her. Just minutes later, at 9:30, she texted her sister Kayla, "On my way. See you soon." That was the final message she would ever send. By 10:15 p.m., her phone went silent. No more calls, no more texts, no data usage. Completely dark. The next morning, her bed was still made. She hadn't come home. And for her family, alarm bells went off immediately. Let's piece together that night. 9:12 p.m., Aaliyah leaves work and gets into Chris Miller's car. 9:30 p.m., she texts her sister, "On my way. See you soon." 10:15 p.m., her phone goes completely dark. Next morning, 9 a.m., her mother realizes Aaliyah never came home. Her family spent hours calling her phone, calling her friends, calling Chris. Every call went straight to voicemail. And when they spoke to Chris, his story raised more questions than answers. When Aaliyah was reported missing, the police didn't treat it as urgent. She was 24, legally an adult. The initial assumption was that she might have left voluntarily, gone to clear her head, stayed with a friend, maybe even run away. But her family insisted this wasn't like her. Aaliyah wasn't reckless. She wasn't the type to vanish without telling anyone. Days passed before police shifted into a real investigation. By then, precious time and possibly crucial evidence was lost. Chris Miller, the boyfriend, was questioned first. He claimed he dropped Aaliyah off a block away from her house around 9:40 p.m. According to him, she wanted a short walk to clear her head. He swore she was alive and well when he last saw her. But his phone records told a different story. That night, there was a 4-hour gap. No texts, no calls, no activity. From 9:30 until 1 a.m., his phone was a blank slate. Coincidence or cover-up? The news spread quickly. Flyers with Aaliyah's face went up on street corners, in grocery stores, at gas stations. Her family started vigils, begging anyone with information to come forward. On social media, the hashtag #FindAaliyah began trending locally. Volunteers organized searches of wooded areas and abandoned properties. Neighbors checked their yards, their sheds, their security cameras. But no matter how hard they searched, nothing turned up. No clothing, no phone, no signs of struggle. It was as if Aaliyah Johnson had disappeared into thin air. As weeks turned into months, Aaliyah's disappearance grew into a major news story. Local television stations covered vigils. Reporters stood outside her family's home. Her mother, Diane, pleaded on camera for answers, begging whoever had her to bring her home. But the media also brought speculation. Some believed Aaliyah had run away to escape her troubled relationship. Others whispered about secret struggles no one knew about. And then there were the darkest rumors, that she had been abducted and trafficked. Atlanta, after all, is known as a hub for trafficking activity. Could Aaliyah have been targeted and taken? Over the years, 3 main theories have dominated conversations about Aaliyah's disappearance. The first, kidnapping by a stranger. Maybe she was followed. Maybe someone saw her walking that short distance to her home and snatched her. Without witnesses, this remains possible. But it leaves a big question. How could someone grab her so quickly and so cleanly, leaving behind no evidence at all? The second, human trafficking. This theory points to the silence of her phone, the absence of her belongings, and the fact that Atlanta has seen cases like this before. Could she have been lured, forced, and taken into a network that thrives on making people vanish? It's horrifying to think about, but possible. And the third, someone close to her. The theory most investigators lean toward. Chris Miller, the boyfriend. He was the last person confirmed to have seen her. His story had inconsistencies. His phone records had suspicious gaps. And friends had already raised concerns about his controlling behavior. But here's the problem. There was no physical evidence. No crime scene. No body. Nothing to connect him definitively to her disappearance. And in the eyes of the law, suspicion isn't enough. Despite countless tips, anonymous calls, and even supposed sightings, every lead eventually collapsed into a dead end. Police brought in dogs to track her scent, but it disappeared just 1 block from her home. Surveillance cameras from nearby houses were checked, but none showed her walking up the street that night. It was as if she never got out of Chris's car at all. But again, no proof. Just silence. Months passed, then years. Her case grew cold. Each anniversary was marked with grief, with candles, with unanswered questions. Her family never gave up searching, but the weight of uncertainty grew heavier with every passing day. Today, more than 5 years later, the disappearance of Aaliyah Johnson remains a mystery. No one has been arrested. No remains have been found. Her family still sets an extra place at Thanksgiving, still posts birthday wishes on her Facebook page, still clings to the hope that maybe, just maybe, she's out there somewhere. But deep down, they know the truth is probably darker. Aaliyah didn't run away. She didn't disappear on her own. Someone, somewhere, knows exactly what happened to her. And until that person speaks, or until evidence surfaces, the Johnson family is left with nothing but silence. And silence can be the loudest sound of all. The disappearance of Aaliyah Johnson is more than just an unsolved case. It's a reminder of how fragile and unpredictable life can be. One night you're texting your sister goodnight, and the next you're gone, leaving behind only questions that may never be answered. So what do you think? Was Aaliyah the victim of a stranger? Was she taken into the shadows of trafficking? Or was the truth much closer to home? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more stories like this, more mysteries that leave you questioning everything, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes the most terrifying mysteries are the ones that never end.